Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. We're gonna try this uploading every day thing. We're gonna see how it goes, but I'm so glad to have you here today. Today we're gonna be doing something that is a little bit different, but we're gonna be creating more of a bullet journal out of paper today. And I will tell you that this is a great way to create a man planner, which is what I'm going to do today because it is very generic. So, welcome. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. I hope you will subscribe so you don't miss any of the future fun. And if you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you are here with me today. All right. So, let's get started. Okay, so for sake of time, I'm going to explain just a couple things and then we're going to dive right into the good stuff. But I had bought this a long time ago. It was back, I don't even know. I haven't seen black and white playing like this since then, but it was a couple years ago or a year and a half ago or whatever it was. But they have lots of dot grid, like, let me pull it out. Let me pull one over here. Oh, this isn't dot grid, but they have lots of like papers like this, and they do have dot grid ones just like this. I don't think there's any in here, but that are perfect for this type of thing. But I was trying to go with the most masculine looking one, and this one didn't seem very femme. It was like, it was fine for it. The second thing is that I will be pulling out, I'm not going to do it today because I don't have them handy, but I'm going to get sometime here in the next minute or two after I'm done with this. I'm going to be trying to find, I have some discs from ARC that are not Happy Planner discs, but they're the perfect size for this. And because they don't have the heart in them, they're very masculine. But what I like about it is there are disc bound systems for men, such as ARC, except that they're not sized the same as Happy Planner. So I'd rather have Happy Planner sizing, so if I pull stuff off and give it to him, that he can actually utilize it. But he will not do this himself. And then I get the benefit of being able to show you all how to do this because we know that there's a lot of bullet journalers who would utilize this very well. So keep in mind, symmetry, I'm doing this for the first time with you. So symmetry may or may not be good. And I am not artsy when it comes to like skill level of drawing or anything like that. So it could be very sloppy, but I think it's good that you get to see how it would work and what you would do with it. And then we will just figure it out from that point on. All right, to start, what I did is I pulled these pages out. It's kind of crooked. And I set them like they would go in my planner. So knowing that this would be page 1, this is page 2, then I'm going to flip this over. This is page 3 and this is page 4. Now, I complained about it last night, or not last night, but the night before on my live stream, that these bleed a little bit. These are the Amazon Basics Permanent Marker Ultra Fine Point, and they compared them to the Papermate Flare pens. These bleed a little bit, but when you are working with journaling, with bullet journaling and creating the boundaries for what you're doing, because I pre-dotted these so you wouldn't have to see me counting. Bleeding is nice because you can see it on the back too, so you don't have to do it twice. So here's what I will say. If you get something that you can see the bleed come through to save yourself some time. Now, I believe I counted correctly with the top, and I pre-did the dots so I would know exactly where I'm writing. I actually miscounted there, so that's why they're like that. But, so we're going to give it a shot. But if I did in fact miscount, then that is just too bad. And we're going to go with it for today. So I'm going to set this guy over here for a moment. And I'm going to move everything out of my way. Even though I'm going to need those in a few minutes, but they're going to move out of my way right now. And see, I want an extra one right there. Oh, well. See what I just said? Symmetry, all this stuff. Probably not like my strong suit with stuff like this. So, yeah, you're getting like Megan's not strong suit right now. Oops, and look at that. Oops. Oh, well. That was actually not bad except for this little line right here. Boop. We'll find a way to cover that up. Okay. So I made a couple boo-boos, as you can see. But because my nail kind of got there, so I went around. No big deal. It's not that big of a catastrophe for me, but it is something to consider as you are doing yours. Don't let your fingernails touch it. The other thing is that as I do this next portion of it, I'm going to make sure I don't use the bleedy pen because I want to make sure that, let me see if I have a gray one. I think I lost my gray one, but I'm going to check. I'm going to check to be sure. Oops. Where'd you go? Oh, I'm bumping everything, guys. I'm sorry. If you felt like earthquake mode, it's because I bumped it. Anyways, okay, I don't. So I'm going to use the navy blue. But I need some more pens, guys. I'm running low on my pens. But I'm not going to use the bleedy through because the lines on the other side might not be that one. But now I'm going to make the boxes for the boxes that I need to make. So bear with me as I do that. And then we will start actually seeing some sense to this whole thing. Oops. All right, so now I'm going to cheat pulling my planner over. Now, here's what I will say. I have a few extra lines in here, and that is intentional to a certain extent. So don't be alarmed when you see that in there. I would recommend you definitely count and double check your what you're planning to do. But I'm gonna start this box. You're gonna be actually these two boxes. We're just gonna pretend like don't exist, and so this would be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we are just gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now there are numbers in there for this, but I'm not obviously using them. All right, so aside from the fact that I made this box really little, I don't really know why that turned out that way. We now have the monthly dates on there. So now let's pull out the journaling sticker book. And what I'm going to do, he doesn't know it yet. There's a crying baby, that's for sure. Nap time. He awoke. But what we're going to do with these little boxes right here is these are going to be for note taking for any given purpose for the month. So they're just going to be for little like call this person, pay this, do this. And it's going to be whatever date he wants to use them on. There's going to be no like whatever he wants to do. So I just wanted an extra little section in the month for him to be able to do that. I don't necessarily anticipate him to be able to like, you know, do much more than that on there. But certainly it's something I wanted him to look into and see. My watch wants me to breathe. Okay. All right, so that's portions done for that. And then I think it's I'm knocking things, guys. I'm just knocking things. This one And I'm not sure I want to put this up here or not. I think I'm going to put it right here. I know you're like, that's not centered, but I did give myself enough margin to be able to really do that. On this particular one, you know, you live, you learn. You do it once or twice, you're going to get a little bit better at it. So it's going to be pretty, it's going to be a little bit easier the next time. But yeah. So then what we're going to do, now that we've got an outline for the monthly, this is just going to be the monthly. We're going to flip this over and we are going to do our weekly spread, which hopefully will be a little bit easier. I have to like mark out my mind here on how I'm going to do this. So bear with me for a moment while I do some counting again, and then we will get started. All right, so I have now counted. That took a few minutes for me to do. Oh, and let me just say this. If you're like really, that's not going to work. If you're like really super particular about stuff like this, then I would recommend you not than you doing it. Like if you like really can't handle a little bit of like the mess, then you're going to have to probably not do this, because there's going to be a little bit of like, unless you're like, oh goodness, unless you're like super, super thorough, there's going to be like probably a little bit of those mistakes, and that's okay. Like I just made right now. But for my purpose, it's going to work just fine because it's for my hubby, and you know, he doesn't care. He'll be thrilled. I even did this for him, so. And I'm going to fix some stuff too. I'm not going to make it girly, but I'm going to fix some stuff. So what I can do, those spots up at the top were from a mistake counting earlier, but what I can do, actually those might be from the back side, but I did make a mistake earlier that has to do with that, is I'll be building on the following week after this one is over. So, you know, you got to imagine like your monthly, then you're going to flip it to your weekly spread, and then I'll be building on the opposite sides of the week too. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab over here the journaling sticker book, which is great for those bullet journalers. And I'm going to write in. These ones kind of look like they're the most like normal. Wait. Yeah, this is Monday. Excuse me. And I'm going to try to go across that line so that way you can't see it as much, as badly. Oops. Cricketer. So what I will say is that the hardest part of all of this was really counting it out. So once you get your counting correct, it's going to be pretty easy to keep up with this, because then you'll just put your dots where they go and then draw a line up straight with a ruler, better than my lines that are straight with a ruler. But it'll be pretty easy to keep that, you know, going once you know those time frames of, I mean, the numbers of where you're gonna stretch it out to. And then this is going to start in February, so that's where I started at 4. So he's got a week or two to let me work on. Well, actually, it's going to start a little before February. So Friday's the 1st. They just have black. That's kind of what I want. And then, then I need to work backwards. I need to work backwards, guys. I don't know how to do that. All right, so for the sake of not wanting to, like, ruin these stickers, I think I'm just going to start the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, because I don't want to pull from the bottom and then not have enough for the next month. Actually, let's see. 31st, right? We have a 31st. 31st. So yeah, 31st, 30th, 29th. So I probably could do that because February does not have those days. I probably could at least just do backwards. And then the only day I'll be missing is the 28th of February. But who cares? Who cares about that day? Oops. No, I'm telling you, I've knocked more stuff during this particular, I guess because I'm concentrating so hard. I don't know. It's just, it's very confusing to me for some reason. All right, so now we have our weekly, and it is horizontal. And if you're like me and that line is really bothering you, don't worry. I'm going to try to fix it because it's really bothering me. All right, so he's getting some habit trackers. He is getting some habit trackers. And we're going to cover that line right on up with these habit trackers. These are some monthly habit track. Oh, you know what, though? I wanted some weekly ones. I just realized that those are monthly habit trackers. Yeah. Although he actually might need one. In fact, I think I'm going to, now that I just pulled it, I think I'm going to leave him one monthly since I covered his monthly ability to be able to do that. I think he's going to get one monthly in there. And then he'll just have to refer back to it. And then I'm going to go with some weekly habit trackers below it. Apparently I'm just feeling very crooked because I can't keep the straight line. I don't know why. And this is like perfect paper for keeping straight lines because it shows you what lines you're doing. All right, so then at each of the bottom of the days, he's going to get some hydrate bars because he does not remember to take his water as good. So drink some water. I drink water like crazy. We have this theory that like if I was ever stranded on a desert island fully hydrated, I would still be the first to die because psychologically I would not know how to live without water like for 5 minutes. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. And then I would. So yeah, that's my prediction of myself anyways. Hopefully that never happens. You know, pray that I don't have to deal with that, guys. Pray that that's not going to happen. We're going to put these hydrates on the weekend since they're a different color. All right. So look at this so far. We got some good stuff going on. We're getting it. We are getting it. Now here's what I will say. These little thingy-mabobbers right here, if you want to make yourself a key of what these different symbols would mean, like, you know, whatever, like they actually have in the bullet journal. Can you see these? That's what you would use these for. I will probably make him a key, but until I do, I'm not going to use these because he doesn't have anything written down right now. But once I make him that key, I will try to use it a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do over here, we're going to do more like weekend project. This is really big. I did not realize that these were as big as they were. So we're going to have to lay it the opposite way. And that will make it so we can jot down that weekend project. Oops. He's going to be so lucky I did this for him. So just like real simple, you know, we're keeping with the black and white theme. So I think if anyone like, you know, they just talked about the man planner and how they're not planning to do one to like know their strengths. And I agree. Like I don't think it would go over as well as they think, but I do know that I prefer us to be on the same page with things, especially because we work together. And I like to know that we are, you know, that we're actively got the same thing going. So I want to make sure that I am able to communicate with him in the same form that I use, which is a planner, and that we have the ability to share documents and stuff like that. So I think it's gonna be really simple and easy to keep up with his. Like I said, now that I have the numbers down, probably I'll redo the monthly and only do one line. I probably won't do that second line, just so I have some note taking for the monthly. But the monthly is just the monthly, and then we're opening it to the weekly, and it's just very simple, and he can track all those things. So here's what I'm going to do. Because it's him, it's a man, and I'm going to keep it really simple, and I'm not artistic. This is going to be kind of it for the week. I will probably decorate this a little bit more for him and put his name in here. And then I'm going to build on this as I can inside of his discs and inside of his planner. But to start, this is going to be the way that we open it up. It's going to be just like you would a traditional planner, and then we'll have it on the back. And it's very not feminine, very, very good to be able to just do this. Now if you're not a bullet journal, there are ways to print it and then just use these little things. I just kind of liked it. I just wanted the ability to be able to do it. And there's also those monthly undateds, like in the budget and stuff, that if you don't use them, they're great for stuff like this too. So, but I just prefer being able to make it and customize it to make your own. So this is a great way to do it. They provide you everything you need. And now with these journaling sticker book doodles, you really have no reason not to worry about it. I mean, not to do it. So there's no excuse. There's enough stickers in here that are black and white and manly, and enough to do to really be able to say like you can make it. So I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make your own bullet journaling system, planner, whatever you want to call this. And once I get a cover and discs on it, I will share it with you again, which will be very soon. But we're going to design him a cover that's not girly. So we'll laminate it and cut it and do all that fun stuff. So outside of that, he's ready to go for February 1st. Month late, but never too late to start. So all right, everyone, I'll see you on the next video. Have a great rest of your day.